Hey everyone, Maury Curtis Dunbar here with Painted Studios. I am back for my second live of the day. Let me go grab my iPad, which of course I always leave sitting somewhere farther away from me than I want it to be, but it helps me read the comments while the camera's pointed down. So give me just a sec to open that up. And we'll see how connected we all are here. And that's not it, that's the wrong page. There we go. Let's see, yep. Okay, we are definitely live. Hey, Tony and Barb, nice to see you back here. All right, let me open my page up so that I can see the comments, and we're gonna flip it down. So this week, you know, I've been preparing for a lot of stuff going into a market this weekend. So you've been seeing unending videos of me doing resin on stuff and things like that. Sorry, I painted these with set coat yesterday, put foil epoxy on them earlier today, and then I knocked this cup over, so I'm trying to get a piece of fuzz off of it. This is set coat metallic navy. We have another one over here in black, and then we have another wine cup over here in navy. So we're going to do a couple different patterns, transfer them all. They're going to be gorgeous. So this big tall one, we're going to do the Kaleidoscope foil on it. Again, celebrating Pride this month. I am a huge LGBTQIA supporter, so I like to do at least a couple things every spring to celebrate my friends. And this is the one we're going to do. Oh, and it's going to want to stick to another one. Maybe it's time to move those out of the way. Fortunately, the wrong side stuck to it. So again, if you're not familiar with foils, foil adhesive is brushed on. It does not level, so you can see that there are brush marks. The finer the brush you use, the fewer the brush marks become less noticeable. And this is the Artsyville foil adhesive. We brushed it on. It's been drying for well over an hour. Now I'm going to put it on the foil. Now foil has a pretty side and a not so pretty side. You always place this down on the not so pretty side because this is a transferring film and you want to make sure that everything transfers nice and neatly. And the pattern is mounted on the back of the film, not the front. So the first thing I like to do is rub it with my hand, use the heat of my hand to warm this foil up on the surface. My hands are always warm during the summer. I tend to run a little warm anyway, so I want to make sure that I get this all on here. And then I'm going to take my scrubber, and I will probably have a very imperfect release. As a matter of fact, I see where there's going to be a release flaw right there. It happens. It's not a problem. Hey, David, nice to see you here. So again, I'm giving this a little scrub vertically and horizontally. I want it to work with the brushed on pattern I created with my foiled adhesive. Okay. Really pretty if this is coming out the way I think it is. Oh, wow. That came out so well. Look at how well that came out. Now I'm just going to take this right here, put my cup on it because I still have the bottom to do. And whatever sticks is good with me. Let's get a little more of the yellow right there. And I think I'm going to put this back over here just so I can get some of that ring shoved into the crevices. But yes, I mean, this came out. I couldn't have wished for this to come out much better than it already has. I am very, very pleased. And I got a little tiny thin seam right there in the blue, so I'm going to go in, rub it with my finger so I don't ruin it. Because sometimes if you scrub over this stuff, you can create scrub marks that actually dull the pattern, and I don't want to do that. I want to warm it with my fingers. Look how well that came out. I am beyond thrilled. So this is just gonna go right on the cup holders, on the cup turners next to me, and that's just gonna get fresh epoxy on it. We're not putting any lettering, we're not doing anything else. That was our Kaleidoscope foil. All right, let me get that out of the way. So for this next one, we're gonna do a wine cup, and yeah, I got a little bit of the blue on it, but guess what? We're gonna use Bailey's flowers, and you won't see that blue by the time I'm done. It's gonna look terrific. I love Bailey's flowers on these cups. It's pretty, it's romantic, and the transfer is fantastic, so the pattern always looks good. Sorry, I'm tearing this off so badly right now. I'm making such a mess of this. Leave it to me to butcher my foil on camera. Hand wash. No, David asks, hand wash or washing machine, dishwasher. No thermal cups are meant to go in the dishwasher, period. Even if I hadn't foiled these and I didn't put epoxy on them, which, by the way, none of those are dishwasher safe, you don't want to put your cups, your thermal cups in the dishwasher because it stops them from staying thermal. It will kill the thermal properties. If you look at the bottom of everything from the cheapest to the most expensive thermal cup, they will tell you not dishwasher safe. So I think I more than answered that question. I hope I scared everybody not just into not putting these in the dishwasher, but any of the other ones that you might have. Don't put them in, you won't be happy. All right, here we go. Oh yes. Okay, look how pretty that is. And see, there's the blue. And the only reason it stands out is that we know it's there. Oh, you're welcome, David. Yeah, it's a manufacturing thing. That double wall chamber that all these thermal cups are depend on keeping consistent air temperature, not having this heat up, shrink down, heat up, shrink down, heat up, shrink down from the outside and the inside. That messes with the thermal capabilities. So you only want to hand wash these even if they aren't foiled. Get the bottom of this. Make sure that gets done nicely. It's the only time you're going to ever see me generally foiling with in a circle like this, scrubbing in a circle, because you don't want those back and forth scrub marks. All right, going in there. See, I'm on a deadline with these, but not like I have been, so I can take a minute and work this out. Look how pretty that is. Even on the bottom, so pretty. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Okay, and our last one, we are gonna do it in blue-green tie-dye. Why? Because it's gorgeous on stuff. I still don't have a new table outside for me to put this on for the summertime, but I'll work on that. I, quite frankly, am working on just getting my furniture. So, yesterday I wasn't supposed to be here because the movers were supposed to come yesterday. They didn't come. Some of the moving is happening tomorrow at the old house, but I don't have to be there for that because it's mostly stuff from the basement kitchen and my son's place. So my husband and son are taking care of that. Meanwhile, I'll be here with you all. And then I guess a week from Thursday, they're supposed to be showing up. I'm like, whatever, just tell me when you're gonna be there at this point. Okay, I wanna make sure I have no little hairs sticking on here. Okay, putting the cup down, picking up both sides like this. Again, if you see how I'm pinching this together, you get a soft seam, meaning you don't get a hard line like you would if I had laid that foil edge right down there. This gives sort of a soft blurred seam so you don't know where it begins and where it ends. All right, let's rub this all over here. Again, my nice warm hands really help this. If you're cold or your hands are cold and you're having trouble getting good release, warm the surface with a hair dryer while the foil's on it. and then try it. See, try pulling it for a good release. There's lots of ways to help a bad release if you're struggling. Usually it's temperature or your adhesive isn't cured enough. All right, let's pull this back. Oh gosh, yes. Again, look how gorgeous this is. Oh, all right, time to do the bottom. Turn that upside down. All right, yes. Oops, I missed right in the center because, you know, that's who I am. All right, look how pretty those are. I mean, we've got this one and we've got this one and then we have the striped one. They all came out so sharp. All right, let me put that out of the way. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna mix our epoxy. Let me find my gloves that I just set over here. So here's the epoxy cup right here. And we're going to use our liquid glass epoxy today. I don't know if it says that on here. Nope, that just says hardener and polymer. Okay, liquid glass is one of the two epoxies that we carry. It's terrific for cups. It dries food safe. You mix it 1-to-1, even parts. And as your containers go down, both your parts should be maintain the same level, because I'm about to dump all that's left over in both of these into the container. So I'm holding it up to make sure I got even parts, which I do. I always like to check because every once in a while my pours aren't accurate, but this will work just fine. So I'm going to pour every last bit of liquid glass out of here. I have the same amount in the other container. And we're going to coat our cups. All right, now I'm going to leave that turned upside down because I know there's still more in there. I just can't get it all out. It has to flow down a little bit. And this is going to need the same. All right, I'm gonna leave both of these sitting upside down for a minute. I'm gonna start mixing, but then I'll pour the rest of that in. It will not harm my mixture in any way. All right, mixing stick. I'll just keep stirring until this turns clear. You can see when you start mixing, it turns cloudy-ish, and then you mix it until it's completely clear and no streaks or streamers running through your epoxy. Okay, let's get some more of this in here. Last little bits out. You just cap it off and then wait for the rest of it to drain down and put the rest of it in here. And this will work out very well. Now you can time it for 2 minutes, but really what I tell you is mix it until it's perfectly clear, no streaks or trailers running through, and then mix it again for a little while longer, just to be sure. Okay, that's about ready. So the next thing I need to do is move all these foils out of the way so that I can pour epoxy over here and not ruin all my foils. Because I've been doing a lot of foiling the last few days too. Put all of these out of the way before I do something bad to them. All right, so I'm going to turn this way, angle it up so you can see my cup turners there. Sorry, changed that, had to spin that around for a second because that cup actually belongs to somebody else who paid a licensing fee for the image, and I don't want to show it because that's their personal business. All right, so let's see. Let's move some stuff around so I can get some room. So this always takes a little second or two to get myself organized over here. Paper under here. And this is parchment paper that I'm moving around. Parchment paper does not allow the epoxy to stick to other stuff. It's actually a very nice bit of stuff to have here. The epoxy will peel right off of it. All right, so that's starting to be fine. Let's open up the last little bits of this in here and the last little bits in the other bottle. I don't want to waste one little bit if I can help it because, you know, epoxy's not cheap. All right. And whatever I don't use on the cups right now will end up being poured into molds over on the other table. For example, the back of the welcome sign that I haven't yet filled. And that's fine. I just gotta make sure I stir this some more because I just unbalanced my mixture again. Okay, gotta get it perfectly clear. The only thing I should see in here are bubbles. Scrape the sides, scrape the bottom. And if your mixture doesn't have enough hardener and has too much resin, it might never cure. It might stay very soft, might not be, might end up being sticky. And if you put too much hardener in and not enough resin, it will start to cure up as you're mixing it and become brittle and not bond well. So yeah, there's a reason they want exact one-to-one measurements. That's exactly the reason I was being so careful with that too. All right, we're about ready to go here. I just have to grab my torch from the other side of the table because it's literally right there, but I have about 6 inches that way, and I don't think my big old butt is gonna get through that 6 inches. So I have to go all the way around the other side of the table. Okay, so let's set that there. Let me grab my torch and be ready to go. So we're back to using the big butane torch because I dropped my other one too many times and kind of broke the trigger on it. So let's do this. Put a little heat in there, clear some of that bubbling up. See if I got any more mixing to do because this is how I like to tell. Once I clear the foamy bubbles off the top, adding a little heat in there. Helps make it a little more liquid and helps dissolve some bubbles. Okay, that should be ready to go. Let me grab my little brush here. All right, so we're gonna, oh, I forgot, I've got to plug these in. That's not gonna help if I don't plug them in. How useless would that be? Can't turn on the cup turners. That would be a bad moment. Hang on, I gotta go get to the plug. grief. Sorry, everybody. I thought I was so organized, and clearly I wasn't. Let's see if that's on. Oh. All right, had to make sure the power was on and everything. Let's give this another shot. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so what I like to do is turn the cup holder on. You can see it's turning. We're working on this one. This one I'm going to work on off camera because that's a private gift from one of my customers who is sending it to a family member. All right, so we're going to take some of this and just sort of smear it all over. And then what I like to do is just take the cup and the sponge brush, and I hold the sponge brush still and move the epoxy all over the surface. Now this will get a second coat after this first one cures, but I love that this does a lot of the work for me, because the cup will turn and turn and turn here until I've gotten it all the way spread around. I get my cup turners from Amazon, the ones I like, which are these two, the wooden ones. The other two I picked up at Michael's, and I really can't tell you how much I don't love them, but because they work, I haven't gotten rid of them, but I would never buy them again. I don't find they're as sturdy. I don't find they work as well. I don't like that they're so close to the table surface. And they don't hold the cup as straight. I find all of that very annoying. All right, let's get that done. There's that one done. Then I slide this one up, turn this turner on. I try to have them turning at about the same speed just because then the results are consistent. It doesn't really matter. I just don't like them spinning that fast because I don't think it gives the epoxy a chance to level well. All right, let's get this all smeared around here like a good epoxy cup. Now these need to be left on the turner for 8 to 12 hours. They will be a hard cure at 24 hours. They will be full cure at 72 hours. And I generally will tell you, I don't recommend using them to eat or drink until they've hit that 72-hour mark because especially with the liquid glass, it may still be off-gassing something that you don't want to consume. Okay. And then let's pull this one forward. There's our little spinet here. Where did that one want to go? Is that not plugged in? Oh, it's not plugged in properly. There we go. And again, just dribbling the epoxy on. I see some people taking their hands online when they do it and smearing it with their gloves. I don't like to do that because then my gloves are all covered in epoxy and I can't touch anything. This way I have a shot at not having my hands completely coated. And you all have seen me work and you know I am messy. So if I've got a chance at preserving myself a little bit of mess, yeah, I take it. you see how my brush kept sticking to the paper? That's part of why I don't like these turners. They're too close to the table surface. I like this extra space under here. Plus I think Michael's way overcharges for them. I think I paid $19 for mine, but that's because I was able to prove that online they were selling it at $19 and they were selling it in the stores for $79 freaking dollars. And all I can think of is, oh hell no, I am not paying that kind of money. All right, so here we go here. Popping the bubbles. I am not torching into it, I am torching over it. Getting the end, again doing the same thing here. Actually almost do both of these at the same time. There's a spot I missed. It's a little blank spot. Got to get that epoxy in there. Don't want any empty divots. Okay. All right. And those will keep spinning through tonight, and I will take them off their spinners tomorrow, and I will either give them a second coat if they need that, or they will be done. It just depends on how that first layer goes. I need, what do I need? Somebody said you didn't know that, David. You've never used a brush to, Tony said she's never used a brush to apply the epoxy. You need to try. Yeah, you know, but your brushes make a difference. I like these sponge brushes with the wooden handles. I also have silicone, what they call silicone brushes, which are really super flexible spatulas, but mine are too small. I need a wider one for cups. But the ones with the black handles that you've been seeing me use, I don't like those. The cells on sponge are too big, and I think it gives a little chemical-y stuff going on that is not agreeing well with my epoxy. So these are the brushes that I use that I don't seem to ever have a trouble with. It's the black plastic handle one's not such a great option. Okay, so somebody said something about I needed another cup turner, but I may have misread that. Oh, it says I need MH turners. Tony, I don't know what MH turners are. You might have to fill me in on that one. Hey, Desiree, nice to see you back. Okay, so we are done. I'm gonna turn us off here and go back and finish that one other cup that's sitting here, and then I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye.